Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Alright, so I want to pay a tribute and get the word out and ask you guys to go to this movie. The world, as you know, in the last 10 to 20 years has just really become a dark, dark place. And the attacks are happening everywhere, and it's happening to individuals as well as children. And the name of that movie is The Sound of Freedom. And the actor that is really getting the word out, his name is Jim. I'm going to pronounce his last name. It's kind of hard. Caviezel. Caviezel, maybe that's how you pronounce it. He was in Passion of the Christ. He was the main actor, and he was also in Alright, so he was also in The Count of Monte Cristo, in the Thin Red Line, but what I think he's mostly famous for is The Passion of the Christ, where he was Jesus, and now he's in this movie, The Sound of Freedom. I think what's really important to know about this is this was not produced by Hollywood because they are the very people that they're going after in this movie. The rich, the elite, basically torturing, killing children for adrenochrome. I'm sure you've heard about that. And one thing I want to say before I continue is this is not going to be an easy movie to watch. I'm going to warn you right now, because it's about the truth of what's going on and has been going on in the world. Something like 2 million or more children are kidnapped every single year, and you barely hear about it. I mean, no one talks about it. That's a lot of people every single year. It's not like in 100 years' time. No, this is every single year. So before I go further, I really want to implore you to go to this movie tomorrow. It starts July 4th, so you might even see this on July 4th. If you see it after, we'll go that date whenever you see this. It's one thing I will also want to say, it was being blocked, or Hollywood attempted to block this movie from coming out. This was an independent film. It was private investors invested their money into it because Hollywood wouldn't make this movie. So I think one of the things that shocked me the most it was about 2 or 3 years ago when the word of this was really spreading. But the weird thing was, even friends of mine that had children or have children between the ages of, I think it was like 8 and 10, 11 years old, they were just denying it. And it was really shocking. They're like, oh, this isn't going on. This isn't true. And it was a friend of mine from high school, and she has these 2 beautiful daughters, and I was stunned that she said that, and I was like, and I didn't say anything. I didn't respond. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know why, she would say something like that. Statistically, we know that this has been going on for centuries. It's especially, in the modern world, we know that this goes on. There's not even a question about this. And I just kind of chalked it up as she's probably just too terrified to just face reality. And I understand that, and a lot of people are. The problem with that is, as a society, if we just keep looking the other way and acting like this doesn't exist, or I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to look at it, it's only going to get worse. And that's where we're at right now. We are at such a peak of children being trafficked and being sold as sex slaves, and even worse. I'm not going to get into the details because it's pretty gruesome. So one of the things in this world is everything becomes a catchphrase. Everyone starts saying, oh yeah, I'm doing that, or I'm that, when they're not. And here's what I mean. You get people saying they're going through the dark night of the soul, or they're doing the deep work. Well, I remember years ago when I was doing the deep work, involved in personal development, going to healing, energy healing, etc. Like I'm like, well, what does that mean? And finally this healer had said, well, it's the work that you've been doing for years now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, okay. So the work that I do, the healing work that I do, I actually go to someone, and have been going to her for about 27 years. And I've gone to other people before her, but she was just one of those people that it holds you accountable to face your issues. So, okay, let's say you have emotions and issues that come up, and a lot of people will drink coffee, drink alcohol, do drugs. They're on their cell phone, they're on dating sites or online playing video games. They do everything they can to ignore it and to act like they're going to try to push it away. Well, in this work, you do the complete opposite, where you have to be with it. So the energy healing that the work that I do is, it brings up the issues, like wide open, full blast. And you don't have a choice but to deal with it, to hold it, to hug it, to love it, to go through the emotions and the feelings, the hurt, the pain, the fear, the shame, the guilt, whatever that issue is in that moment. Because the only way that you can heal anything is by dealing with it, is by being with it, is by facing it and going through the pain. The essential way you do it is, healing is feeling the pain. Because as long as you keep pushing it away or numbing it, whether it's through drugs, medicine, or television or whatever, you're not healing it, especially when it comes to emotions. We as a society, or as the spiritual world would say, collective, it's time that we face the pains of the planet. So who is doing all this, taking the children and doing this to them? Well, it's narcissists. Until we as a society start to just name it for what it is and be like, hey, this is narcissist abuse, this is demonic narcissist. These are the people that treat people like slaves. And what Jim Caviezel says in the interview is, like, they treat them like cattle, like they're not human. So if you read what these are saying, like, look at this right here. It's the fastest growing international crime in the world. It's already passed illegal arms trade. And what they say in the next one, which I didn't put in here, but it's soon to pass the drug trade throughout the world. That's how fast and out of control and in our faces that it is. The thing is, like, they're at a point where they're not even hiding it because they don't have to, because nobody's going after them. In fact, you have grown adults with children this age saying, oh, this isn't happening. It's just the most bizarre... I don't know, maybe it's brainwashing. I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely bizarre. I posted on Instagram, this was about 3 years ago or so, an image that said, save the children. And the narcissist, at the time I didn't realize what was going on. Meaning I didn't know he's a narcissist. And he did this whole typical shame and humiliation tactic. No, people are probably looking at you weird. You should take that save the children image down, etc. And I just thought that was really weird. Please do your part and at least go to this movie. We're trying to get as many people to go to make a statement to the world.